the 19th of the season, and here we go. 5 lights are coming on your screen now. Who's going to be first into turn 1? Matt Tibbos alongside Glock, who's chasing down Jack Hickman in the championship. And it's a drive-through penalty already for Court, but jump in the start, not the start he needed. But Phil Bardwell going side by side of Jack Hickman. Jack Hickman needs to keep it clean into turn 1. He's the championship leader, the man under attack. And there's a huge crash in the background, but one of the Mercedes. I think it might be Mr. Giapelli. It is Mr. Giapelli. You can see him in the background and already back at the rear of the field. Not the start he needed, but Phil Bardwell crucially keeping clear of Jack Hickey as Glock stays 2 tenths ahead of Tibbos. And of course Tibbos will need to get through on Glock if he's to keep his own championship hopes very slim, but still hopes that he will think he has a chance to do. Still 4 races to come, 4 more chances for victory. But Glock for now holding a slight lead ahead of Tibbos. The Alfa Romeo driver is chasing him hard though. It's Phil currently 3rd ahead of Jack Hickey. How long until Jack Hickey makes a move on the Williams driver? As things stand, it would be Glock who takes the lead of the championship for the first time in 3 weeks. Jack Hickman has seemed to have the edge in recent weeks, but they keep sort of splitting the races between them. But here comes Matt Tibbos now under attack from Phil Bardwell. I think Jack Hickman will behind. We'll be hoping that those two tangle and allows him to go up into P2. But it's a clean start for everyone. Over the Mr. Giapelli. Glock leads this race, 16 laps at this Imola circuit, the 34th different venue here in TGP1. Who will be the winner of it? Dan the man has won more wins at any other circuit in TGP1 history. I don't think he'll win in this one. He's currently down in P8 at the moment, even behind his teammate Court. Of course, will have to come in for a drive, and it's a real shame for him because he set some real good pace in qualifying. So here we go then, down the start-finish straight to start the second lap of this race. Jack Hickey under attack now from Court. Court has some really good pace at the moment. Jack Hickey appearing to struggle, so the Aston Martin driver maybe just taking it cautiously. Oh, Matt Tibbos is lost! Matt Tibbos is at the wall! He's lost it from position 2. And is that going to cause a safety car on the race? It's going to be a virtual safety car. Matt Tibbos is out, and surely now his hopes for the championship are gone. And Jordan for now holds position as Phil Bardwell goes faster and faster, and Court, it's a real shame he's got that drive through because he is absolutely flying out there. He is second on the grid as Dan the man goes through into P3 ahead of Aiden, the Red Bull driver appearing to struggle here. The Red Bull's 4th and 5th, which might not be a strong result for their team. They lead the constructors by 20 points through to P11. Court does indeed serve that drive-through penalty in this race, but Jack Hickey already about 3 and a bit seconds back from his title rival. We've got to keep an eye then on where these drivers come in contention when they pit. We've got a McLaren spinning round. I think it's Jack Pearson. It is another spinner in this race. There's been quite a few spins here today, haven't there?
Yeah, go and get him, come on.
As Ollie goes through on Jack Pearson, Alistair and Aiden have swapped positions. 2 Red Bull drivers, 3rd and 4th in this race, and Ollie out of this session. Is that going to be another safety car? Oh, it is a safety car. So now everyone who hasn't pitted can come into the pits, and whether or not Glock's far enough ahead to actually come out or not, because Phil's been setting some really quick laps out there. It's going to be really close. Surely it's Dan the man. Needs to be careful, these drivers, not to get any 5-second time penalties for speeding in the pits. Alistair does come into the pits. Aiden given the gap to make sure he stays ahead. Drive-through penalty for Smokey J's, not what he needed. So who out there is staying out? Jordan chooses to stay out, does not want to stack up behind his teammate. And let's go with Glock now. Glock behind Court on track. Now Court, I suspect, will dive into the pits, but this is going to be it's going to be really close because Court dives into the pits, which frees Glock pits again. Glock's pitted again.
Oh, okay.
Glock's going to go for, I think, soft tyres maybe to the end, but now that is interesting. Why Glock has pitted again, I don't know. Jack Hickey comes out 5th. Alistair Payne has jumped. It's the Aston Martin driver, but I don't think Jack will care. Glock's down in 13th. Why has Glock chosen to pit again? Like, quite a few runners on soft tyres. Aiden, Manatee, CJH, Luca and Glock, who are all going to be looking to move up the field as quick as they can on those tyres, so keep an eye on them. But Phil gets us racing once again ahead of Dan the man, but the gap's only 3 tenths, and Dan is surely going to close that down. Phil tries to break the toe, but look at the Alpine driver getting closer and closer. Smoker Days has unfortunately disconnected from the session. He's not going to score points here in Imola, but Phil does keep hold of the lead. But let's go back to Glock, the man chasing Jack Hickman in the championship. Needs to pass these cars as quickly as possible. He's got the faster tyres, but there are some ahead of him who have also gone on to the soft tyres, so won't make it as easy for the Has drivers as some others might. But Phil leads from Dan. It's Alistair and Jack Hickey 3rd and 4th. CJH is 5th, and Court, despite serving a drive-through, is ahead of the championship contender, Glock. But for how long? The Has driver all over the back of the Alpine as Aidan Griffiths gets close to Kong Hoffner. The Red Bulls at the moment are going to be extending their lead in the constructors. Aidan Griffiths needs to keep calm here, can't afford to make any sort of mistake. He's to bide his time and get through, hopefully, on the straight or when DRS comes into play. But the Rebel driver getting closer and closer. The Kong Hoffner running out of defensive options as Aidan Griffiths tries to go around the outside. There won't be enough room there. He'll try to get the switch back. The old switcheroo. And down the inside potentially on Kong Hoffner. He's getting closer and closer as Jack Hickey hunts down Alistair. We've got the Red Bull of Aiden hunting down Kong Hoffner. Kong Hoffner has been a tough cookie this season. Almost died in Russia. Broke the high jump records. But he's back here in Imola. Runs a little bit into the gravel. And now gives Aiden a glorious chance to try and get through. And we'll go back to block shortly. We've got CJH also making a move on Jack Hickey. Jack Hickey, the championship leader, under attack from the Alfa Romeo driver. This is not what he needs in his bid for the championship. But just about getting a toe from Alistair Payne. Long as CJH doesn't make any silly move all the time, which he has. He's gone for it. Maybe aware that Jack Hickey can't afford an incident, and Jack Hickey has to back out of it. Aiden is going to get Roy, and Manatee's going to get Jack Hickey. Battles throughout the field here in TGP1. There's 2 weeks to go in this championship. It's all coming alive, and here we go. Aiden attacking Manatee, Manatee attacking Hickman. We've got Phil and Dan also getting close at the front. It's hard to pick a battle, but Dan the man round the outside. The Alpine driver takes the lead at the Imola Grand Prix. It's been a while since we've seen a Dan the man win in TGP1. Could we see it here today again? I think that'll be a second of the season. He'd close up on James's record of 70 race victories, but what a move. And Aiden Griffin's got ahead. In fact, no, Manatee got ahead of Jack Hickey. Jack Hickey's down to 6th now. He's going to really struggle to hold on and beat Glock here at this rate. Even though Glock has a time penalty, he's so much quicker. Jack Hickey really struggling on those medium tyres compared to those on soft around him. And Aiden Griffin's going to go up the inside of Jack Hickey. Jack tries to defend. He can't afford to lose any more points in this race. At the moment, they're fighting over 9 and 8 points, as is the Joe Sayer point system. We'll keep an eye on at the front as well. 6 laps to go in this race. Aiden needs to be careful not to spin round Jack Hickey, because of course Aiden himself is fighting Glock in the Championship 2 for the Constructors. Aiden looking to make it 2 consecutive Constructors titles in a row. That'll be some feat if he can do it. Glock still stuck behind Mr. Chiapelli, and annoyingly for him, Mr. Chiapelli getting DRS from Kong Hoffner ahead of him. Kong Hoffner will not make it easy for Glock, I'm sure. Teammate of Jack Hickey, his title rival. Glock getting closer and closer as Dan the man goes on the inside, but Glock is far enough ahead to take the position. Has driver finding himself now into P9, just 3 positions behind his rival. We've got a yellow flag in the final sector. That's Jack Pearson. He's spun round in this race as Aiden almost goes for a move on Jack Hickey. Aiden carrying a time penalty, but thankfully for him, Luca and Glock behind also have penalties. Wow. We've got Aiden Griffiths now attacking Jack Hickey once again. All these cars sticking so close to another. Apart from Manatee, who's 2 seconds adrift of CJH. Everyone is within a second of another car. And here comes Phil Bargewell again. Jack Hickey might not make it too hard for Aiden now. Aiden's a tenth behind. Maybe Luca didn't see Glock there, but he shut the door and, well, Glock ran out of room and into the barrier he went. So I'm sure that one will be going to the stewards. Aiden Griffin's getting closer to Jack Hickman. Will we see another change of position for the lead? I think Jack's just about saving on in this battle because he has the DRS from the car in front of him, which is Manatee. Manatee, for now, holding on as Dan the man weaving on that straight. His car disconnecting at every possible opportunity. He goes round the outside of Phil Bargewell to retake the lead of this race. And we've seen yet another change of the lead here in Imola. Fantastic.
Oh, Hickey.
Hickey's dropped back behind Aiden. I think he may have had a moment, and Aiden thrown into P6. Well, Hickey comes straight back at him. Surely he'll settle for 7th, but Glock now scoring nothing from this race. The Haas driver is going to lose at the moment 8 points only, so it would be down to 16, the lead in the championship. But of course, still 3 rounds to go in this race. There's now Ferrari further ahead. I think that's just Smokey Day's AI car. He's still close enough to go for a move into turn 1. Surely he's too far back. I think he's going to go for it. He has gone for it. They're side by side. They need to be careful, and Phil almost spins round. And now Alistair has a chance to take P2 from Phil. Alistair getting a bit slidey, and CJH taps the back of the Red Bull. I think caught out by Alistair's slow speed. He's going to try and move up the inside of the chicane. He's gone for it. This will be some movie who makes it stick. CJH up the inside into P3. What a beautiful move that was. And Phil Bargewell all over the back of Dan the man here. Look how much quicker. And he does not want to get the DRS. Neither of the driver wants the DRS. And who's that? CJH up the inside. Phil needs to leave the room. He needs to be careful. CJH is there. He can't just turn in.
Oh,
I want the tag.
We've got Phil and CJH side by side for P2.
I am screwed. I'm screwed.
At this rate, Roy's going to win the race. We've got Phil and Dan switching position now. First and second still. Phil takes the lead of the race. Dan the man still somehow holds on to second. CJH is third, but with time penalties. Alistair and Aiden 4th and 5th. Manatee and 6th. The Manatee might win this. Just you wait. Just you wait. If 2 more drivers in front get time penalties, that will allow. This has been some race. I can't believe this. Phil leads Dan the man. No one wanted the DRS at the very end. Phil defending for his life now as CJH tries to get through Dan the man. It's a shame he's got time penalty. As for Aiden, those two are both going to drop back quite a bit. There's a bit of a gap from Jack Pearson, so it should be a top 10 for all these runners. Dan the Man running out of places to get through on the Williams drive. He's got half a lap left to try and get through and win this race. Can he claw one more back on James's tally of 70 race victories? Look at this. Everyone's within 4/10 of each other from first down to 7th. Kieran sort of sitting back on his own at the moment in 8th. But it's Phil who leads by 5/10 and is surely going to hold on to claim his 8th victory in TGP1. There's a huge snake of cars from first down to 7th. Jack Hickman at the rear, but he should jump up to 5th with time penalties. But it's going to be Phil Bardwell who should win this race. Jack Hickey's not going to get through on Manatee, so Manatee should claim some huge points for himself. I don't think he'll let Jack Hickman through. He's got his own fight to do in this race. But Phil Bardwell wins in Imola. Dan the Man is second. Alta takes third. Manatee gets fourth ahead of Jack Hickman. CJH will be 6th in this race. Aiden's 74 years old, but he's still getting wins in TGP1.
Oh, we did bloody steal it as well.
It's his 9th victory. So the lights come on screen. We're here, Spanish Grand Prix. This TGP1 season continues to entice us. 5 lights on and 5 lights off here in Spain. And it's a good start from Jack Hickey. A great start from the Alfa Romeo with CJH in 3rd. And look at that. Can he get Glock? Glock now instead. Going for Jack Hickman into the lead around turn 1. They're going side by side. It's going to be Jack Hickman. Is it going to be ahead? Only just they make contact. Running out of room. They're going to be back wheels. And Glock somehow takes the lead. But Jack's still there. On the inside they get very close. Very essence of Hamilton and Verstappen in the real world in Spain. And now we've got the Alfa Romeo and the Williams going side by side for P3 and P4. It's Phil Bardwell and Matt Tibbles on the man's 5th, but Jack Hickman crucially within touching distance of his championship rival. The man chasing him down in the title battle is ahead on circuit. 5/10 the lead already. Glock got the start he needed, and well, it may have been a bit aggressive in Jack's size, but he got the move done. I don't think any penalty will come from that at all. Clean but fair. And it's Glock from Jack, from Phil, from Tibbles, down the man's 5th. The 2 Red Bulls 6th and 7th. Aiden making good progress already. CJH in 8th with Kieran Jordan holding firm in 9th and 10th. Roy not too well at the moment in 13th. Manatee just waiting, counting down the days to GT Sport League. Another man counting down the days for GT Sport will be caught. He's 16th. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. There's a Haas round. It's Ollie Hart and Core, and maybe Core has tagged the Alpine there. And is that going to be a very early safety car on the race? I don't think it will be. Just a couple of spins, so they should get back going once again. But Matt Tibbles needs to catch through, and Matt Tibbles, who either has a win or bin it, approach now under attack from Dan the Man. The Alpine driver chasing down the Alfa Romeo. Tibbles defends on the outside, and now Dan the Man will have the racing line, which becomes the outside for the next corner. Who's going to break later? It is going to be Matt Tibbles who holds position, and Ollie Hart out of the race.
Oh, he's off.
Oh, Matt Tibbles and Dan the Man had nowhere to go. Virtual
Wow,
safety
Leclerc
car
just passed Turbos under VSC.
and that's a great, well, sorry, a great,
Dan, you
a
need to go.
terrible
Dan, you need to go.
moment for Dan
Dan,
the
you need to go.
Man.
Your delta is negative, which means you
That's not what Dan the Man continues to fight. We're seeing us side by side and back through on the position. So Matt Tibbles making his way back through the field and back into 13th.
I think he should be alright even with that.
Aiden now will want to try and clear CJH as possibly as quickly as he can, but he can't afford to make too many mistakes because he cannot afford to get any sort of damage with Glock leading this race. He breaks later, goes wide. Glock is still there on the outside and spins round. Glock, CJH, sorry, not Glock, CJH has been spun round at the middle sector, loses the position, and will that give Aiden the post-race time penalty, which of course would break his license, and that would really throw a damper into the...
No, because I did nothing wrong.
Into the championship fight. But RS this time round he doesn't, but Phil Bardwell does, so now Phil has a chance to hunt down Jack Hickey. He sets the fastest lap of the race so far, 1:18.5, fantastic lap from Phil. 5 times quicker than what Glock achieved on the last run. Is Phil going to go for into turn 1? Surely not, but this does at least apply pressure to Jack Hickman, which means he may make a mistake. It's so easy to lose at top in turns 2 and 3, and I think Jack Hickey has actually just gained a couple of tenths on Glock, because Glock indeed himself made a mistake. Aiden is now behind Kieran. Glock goes for it anyway. He thinks, fuck it, I'm doing it. But Court still there, can't disappear, and Court holds position. Fantastic racing, but round the outside goes the Haas driver. Court with great traction, just about stays clear, and Glock has to wait for a couple more corners to get through on the Alpine. Court doing some great defensive driving. The Alpine driver holds P4 for now, and this allows Jack to at least be in some sort of contention once he gets past Ryan Manatee, which he has already. And here comes then Manatee behind Hickman, and now here comes Court, somehow holding on to Glock here. Glock moves very late to the inside, but can Alpine of Court stay ahead on the outside to turn 1? He breaks later, does Glock, and he takes the position, but still stuck behind Jack Pearson, who's all over the place. Now McLaren on those very old medium tyres are crying out for a change of tyres. How far soft tyres even? So how hard will Jack make Glock fight for this one? Round the outside, Glock tries, and there may be a mistake in the background. Brandon Griffin side by side, Jack Pearson and Glock. Glock's on the inside of the next corner, but Jack doesn't have to make it easy for him. He's got his own race to do here, but Glock just about gets through, and now actually take the championship away from Jack Hickman come the end of the season. If Jack Hickman is not within 2 or 3 points of the Aston Martin driver, and here comes Aiden on Jordan, easy as you like, down the inside before they even get to turn 1. Good move from the Red Bull driver.
Go on, Cole, you can get him.
Gonna be P3 in the end for Glock. Kieran crashes over the line. Alistair and Aiden will be 4th and 5th here. A great result for the Red Bulls, considering Glock only gets 3rd in the end. Court will be 7th. Dan the man 8th. Manatee will do 9th, but may jump with penalty.
Pissed out the front was hot, my god. Them two were flying.
21 seconds off the winner.